Hello, and welcome to another edition of Day Drinking with Kevin. I'm your host, Kevin McGuire, and today I'm at one of the most iconic wineries in all of Napa. In 1976, this winery beat the French in a famous Judgment of Paris. I can't wait to share with you all the experiences that we have here today. It was the tasting that revolutionized the wine world. 45 years ago this year, the creme de la creme of the French wine establishment sat in judgment for a blind tasting that pitted some of the finest wines in France against unknown California bottles. Obviously, the French wines were going to win, says George Tabor, who was a correspondent for Time magazine in Paris. He said everyone thought it's going to be a non-story. Tabor ended up getting the biggest story of his career. To everyone's amazement, the California wines, red and white, beat out their French competitors. It turned out to be the most important event because it broke the myth that only France could make great wine. It opened the door for this phenomenon today and put Napa on the map. The Judgment of Paris, as that 1976 wine tasting has come to be known, began as a publicity stunt by Stephen Spurrier, an Englishman who owned a wine shop in Paris who wanted to drum up business. So prompted by his American associate, Spurrier decided to stage a competition that highlighted the new California wines they had been hearing so much about. When the scores were tallied, top honors went not to France's best vintners, but to California white Chateau Montelena and red from Stag's Leap Wine Cellar. A bottle of each of these now resides at the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. Founded in 1970 by Warren Winiarski, as you enter the magnificent tasting room and visitor center, you can't help but feel the overwhelming history and the sense of place that is Stag's Leap Wine Cellar. Little did they know that the 1973 Stag's Leap SLV Cabernet Sauvignon would put Napa on the map and cement Stag's Leap Wine Cellar's place in history. Today I'm visiting another one of the historic wineries in Napa. If you ever saw the movie Bottle Shock, you'll know the unique route that those two very special bottles of Chardonnay took to get to that competition in Paris, to actually be judged ahead of any of the Parisian wines and be rated #1 in the white category. We're here at Chateau Montelena. I can't wait for you to see what's inside. 2021 represents the 45th anniversary of the 1976 Judgment of Paris, and Chateau Montelena was one of those wineries that helped put Napa on the map. Known as one of the oldest and prettiest wineries in Napa Valley, it was established in 1882. The estate features stone castle built into the hillside overlooking a Chinese garden, lake, and vineyards that reach into the base of Mount St. Helena. 4 decades of experience with the same varietals and vineyards have earned Chateau Montelena recognition as a world-class winery. Visitors travel from near to far to enjoy this multicultural landmark while sipping on delicious Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon, Riesling, and other varietals produced by the winery. The 1976 Judgment of Paris is just one chapter in this winery's famous history. For an industry that has been around for over 3,000 years, the 1976 Judgment of Paris changed history that day and has affected the international wine world forever. If you like this episode, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Day Drinking with Kevin. And if you have ideas for new episodes, please email me at daydrinkingwithkevin@gmail.com. Until next time, from the famous Stag's Leap Wine Cellar in Napa, California, this is Kevin McGuire saying salute.